You have no idea how much I'm enjoying this trial.
I can make a pretty good guess from the look on your face.
I mean, I knew I would enjoy dragging Scott Baldwin through the mud, but who knew I'd also have the added pleasure of breaking up the sappiest couple in town. I have not had this much fun in a long time.
Well, I haven't felt this miserable in a very long time. I don't like this fighting at all, Doc. I can't believe I said the part about you losing your job. Can you forgive me?
It's nothing to forgive.
No, I need to apologize. Will you let me apologize at
Really,
least?
Lucy, it's all right. You don't have to.
Yes, I do. I cannot believe I brought up your job and you not being able not to practice. And then what was I thinking, saying that part about the stalker and being on America's Most Wanted list? It was just my big mouth. I do that. You know I do that. I'm so sorry.
That was a bit of a low blow. But pulling out all the stops just makes it all that more convincing.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, we could look on the bright side, right? At least we're really not fighting, are we?
Can we go back to being ourselves now?
Oh, right. That's easy after everything I said and you said and yelling and fighting and...
This will be over soon.
Right. And this is a good plan. It's a good plan. I just know it is. Isn't it?
Seems like it's already working. So I've completely lost my touch. I mean, Rex seemed to believe everything he heard, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think he did. Hey, you sure look tired.
Fighting with you takes a toll on me. I don't exactly thrill to saying hurtful things to you either. You know, I only got through this fight by keeping one goal in mind.
What was that?
The part where we get to make up. Lucy, I'm driving a car. Driving a very expensive car.
Keep driving.
Oh,
Stadler?
here. Yeah, she's in the living room.
Yes.
Hello, Lee.
Thanks for coming by on such short notice.
Oh, it's no problem. I live close by, and Dr. Baldwin explained about Serena.
Where is she?
She's in her bedroom. It took me a while to settle her down, so maybe you shouldn't disturb her just now.
Not disturb her. She's my daughter.
I know, sweetheart, but Scotty, you don't understand what happened.
I heard you.
There she is. How's my girl?
I miss you.
Yeah? Are you all right?
Uh-huh. My tummy aches are all gone. Can we read a book?
Well, yeah, maybe later. I kind of want to hear about your new friend.
What new friend?
You know, the invisible one.
Oh, you mean Mommy.
Come over here for a second. You wouldn't be, making up some story just to get me over here, would you?
No, Daddy. I wouldn't lie about Mommy.
Serena, you know what? When I was a little girl, I had an invisible friend, too. And her name was Becky. And she was kind of like my big sister. We went everywhere together. Is that like your friend, too?
Sort of. Only she's not my sister. She's my Mommy.
How do you know that?
Because she told me she was, and she looked exactly like the picture in the light.
You said she was invisible, so how do you see her face?
She's not invisible to me, just to everybody else.
Are you sweating this 6-month evaluation?
Yes.
Because I sure am. Stop.
No, you're going to ace it.
Oh, you're right.
Can you believe that 6 months has passed already?
No, I can't. It's so weird. Now we're already being evaluated, and we're going to get reamed by all the residents and Dr. Devlin.
Can I ask you something? I mean, do you guys think that you've done well so far?
Definitely.
I don't know.
Well, then have faith that the powers that be see that you do.
No.
I mean, I'm sure that they recognize your abilities, and these doctors have lots of experience in evaluating interns.
And burying interns.
She's exuding confidence, isn't she, Mike?
Excuse me.
Holy mackerel.
Woo, what's that?
So good to put that down.
Geez, I hope that's not just for the two of us. You know, you get 10 pounds of lasagna in there.
Okay, listen, Whitey, I knew you were going to say that. My father's recipe serves 12, and I was afraid it wouldn't taste the same if I made it for 2. So I hope you guys will join us.
All right. Smells terrific. Let me get a knife.
Oh, wait, I need to heat it up in Matt's oven.
Oh, it's broken. And I haven't been able to get my landlord to fix it.
You know, I don't know what's going on in that apartment, but he breaks things faster than I can fix them.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's all those wild parties you're having.
Hey, where was I?
You know, if you were my tenant, I'd make him pay for everything with cash only.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
Well, I still have a couple of ovens in the back that Matt hasn't gotten his hands on yet.
Yeah.
Oh, what's in here? Bricks? Oh, Ronnie, would you take this in the kitchen, please, and heat it up, Ronald?
Yeah, and use the microwave, bro, because I'm not able to wait much longer.
Don't listen to him.
He's so patient.
I'd love to have some, but I am actually going on a date myself with Dr. Scanlon.
Oh,
Really?
she's going on a date.
Yeah.
So, where are you going?
I have absolutely no clue. It's just some big mystery date that he's been planning for a while.
Cool. And you haven't been able to pry the information out of him?
Pry it out of him? No, I haven't. All I know is dress warmly and wear boots.
Right on.
What are you going to do, have a weenie roast in the middle of winter?
Hey, guys. Hey! Scanlon, we want to know where you're taking Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us in on it.
No, forget it, because that's why they call it a surprise.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Should be like, be strong, girl.
Okay.
Be brave.
Okay.
Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's really cool.
Thank you.
Oh! Burgess, can I get you something?
Oh, do you want some lasagna? It's homemade.
Grace is bringing in free food. She's trying to kill my business.
Mike, I'll just have a turkey sandwich and a cup of coffee, please.
Sure, coming up.
Oh, come on, Ellen. Join us, please.
A lot of paperwork to do.
Yeah, those look suspiciously like evaluations.
They are.
Well, be gentle. Got my life in your hands there.
Okay, suits on. Let's dig in. Here we go.
Now, Ellen, come on. I only have time enough to make this twice a year. You can have one of those nasty old sandwiches any day of the week.
You know, if things don't go well for you at the hospital, you can always work in my kitchen. Ellen, please come over. Grab a slab.
All right. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm a teenager again, and my Aunt Charlene's going to burst out of the house any minute and shine a flashlight right in our faces.
Why would you make out in front of your Aunt Charlene's house?
Well, to tell you the truth, I never really did. I mean, I think I was just too scared. You know, she was a tough lady.
So you were a good girl.
Well, no, not exactly. You see, there was this deserted airstrip, and sometimes I used to meet the guys, you know, down by the airstrip. Kind of hang out and make out.
No, I'm getting jealous.
Well, okay, then where did you make out?
Oh, well, it's a lot different for kids in Europe. We never had any money, so no one could afford a car, so we'd go to the movies.
You would make out in front of everybody just sitting right in the middle of a movie?
No, we'd sit in the back and watch everyone else make out. You know, I'm starting to feel kind of deprived. I was born an American. And here I missed out on that whole quintessential American car experience.
Poor baby. Well, you are about to get very, very lucky.
Oh, boy. Now it is going to take hours to get her back to sleep.
Well, don't worry. I'll tuck her in. Let me ask you something. What am I going to do about this?
Are you asking a grandmother or a therapist?
Well, I think both.
Well, I just wouldn't ask her too many questions, you know. Just kind of assume that this imaginary friend is Dominique and act accordingly.
Okay, well, I'll try that.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's
You
great.
guys are getting pretty good there.
Woo!
Eve taught me.
That's right. Well, you know, she's a natural. And look, and Serena, if you grab these two crosses right here. Wait a minute. Put it down for a second. Okay, like this and like this. Go under. And look, okay, now you have another pattern.
Okay.
Isn't that fun?
Do this?
Can I give it a try?
Well, is that okay?
Sure.
All right. It's up to you. Good luck.
All right. Let's see. Let me try this. Try this way. Like this. This is how you start it. Hey, when you talk to Mommy, what do you talk about?
Oh, lots of things, like how she knitted a yellow baby sweater for me before I was born. Do you know where it is?
Well, I'm sure it's in one of those boxes that we had shipped out from Canada.
Which one?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to, take a look. Do you remember wearing that sweater up in Canada?
Now, how am I supposed to remember wearing that? I was just a little eensy-weensy baby.
I know. And it's just a eensy-weensy sweater now. It would never fit you.
I know, but I still want it. It's Mommy's last gift to me.
Well, I'll find it then, okay? Promise.
Mommy says she'll help, too. She can find things and places you can't get into.
Well, I've made a mess of this.
Daddy.
We'll let Eve, she's an expert, right?
Yeah, that's right. Go on. We'll take care of this. All right, come on.
Papa. Like,
okay, you remember the beginning.
Did you tell her about the sweater?
No, she brought it up.
Well, then Lucy must have told her. I mean, she had to finish the sweater one. Dominique couldn't.
Scott, I don't think that it's Lucy that mentioned it. You're always telling Serena stories about her mother, aren't you?
Well, then I must have brought it up.
it wasn't you. Mommy told me.
You know, what we should do is have one of those, what do they call them, the potluck dinners, you know, where everybody brings whatever their favorite family recipes were.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So what would you bring, Matt?
Well, when you're brought up by a band of roving gypsies, you don't have a lot of childhood favorite food memories. I mean, they basically cooked whatever they could scavenge over the campfire.
Yeah. Oh, you joke a lot about your family, but I'd like to know the truth.
Oh, you said I'm joking.
What about you? I hear that you came up from Manhattan.
Yeah, I did.
What would you like to bring to the potluck?
I'm not sure. Does pizza count?
Well, that depends. What kind?
Just your standard whatever.
Oh, come on, Ellen. There must be something special, you remember?
Well, all this talk about food is kind of getting me hungry again. Grace, can you slice me up another piece, please?
Absolutely. There you go.
Thank you.
Now that was an experience.
Oh, you're kidding.
And I do mean experience. Now I know what I've been missing out on all those years. You know why teenagers make out in cars, don't you?
No, why?
Because it's fun.
You are right. Hey, let's not move. Let's just stay here. Do we have to go home?
Well, could give me a few minutes. I think my leg's asleep.
Hey, why don't we make this a weekly tradition?
Think of the money we'll save on hotel bills. Watch it.
Can I please open my eyes?
Not yet. Not yet. Okay, now. So what do you think?
Well, if we have dinner reservations at Mariah's, I think we're really lost.
This isn't about dinner at some fancy restaurant. This is about Christmas.
Christmas.
Do you have any idea where you are standing right now?
Oh, no. What am I? No.
You're on the exact spot of the Scanlon family tradition.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Because my mother knows the guy that owns this land, and every year since I can remember, we've come here to cut down a tree. It's kind of a gift from Mr. McIntyre.
Isn't he worried about depleting his supply?
No, actually, it helps keep a place from getting overgrown.
I see, really?
Not only do we balance the environment, but we get the best tree in Port Charles. And since this is our first Christmas together, I wanted you to come along to help pick the tree out.
That's a lovely idea, Joe.
So, let's get to work.
Okay, let's get to work.
Well, how do we pick out the best tree?
Lacey, that's a very scientific process.
Okay.
How did that feel?
Wow. Good.
Well, then I say this is our tree.
But that's your scientific process?
Perfect kiss means a perfect tree.
Why do I have the feeling you've been using this scientific process on all the women every year?
Absolutely not. Never.
Uh-huh.
This is my first time. But it works, doesn't it? I mean, this is the perfect tree.
Well, it's a nice tree, but I'm not convinced. I think
What?
we need to try another one. I think this one would be the perfect tree. What do you? Let's see.
Well, I think that one's a winner.
That's a good one?
Yeah.
Chop away, baby.
Oh, there we go.
What do you think you're doing?
We know the guy who owns the land.
Yeah, so do I. Uncle Sam.
No, his name's McIntyre. He usually lets us cut a tree down every year.
Not anymore. This is a federal forest preserve.
Well, then he must have sold the land because
Oh.
I didn't know, officer. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Hang on a minute.
Well, I figured since I already cut it down.
Don't forget your present from the U.S. Forest Service. That needs to be paid by the first of the year, or there's an additional penalty. Oh, and Merry Christmas to you, too.
For the amount of this ticket, I could have bought a tree big enough to put in Rockefeller Center. Yeah.
I'll get the cobbler.
I'll get the plates.
Terrific.
Thank you for coming to my rescue.
Well, it didn't seem like you wanted to talk about your family, so.
You're very perceptive. I don't.
Well, I know what you feel. Glad I could help.
Sleep tight.
Daddy,
Yes, Pumpkin?
is it wrong that Mommy's visiting?
Of course not. I was just surprised.
I wish you could see her. She's very pretty.
I know that.
She says it's easy for a child this year. It's magic.
That explains it then. Come on, it's late. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. Close them.
Love you, Daddy.
Close them. I love you too. Close them.
Well, I can't imagine what I would have done if I didn't have my imaginary friend. My childhood was a mess.
Well, I wish Serena's imaginary friend was real.
I can imagine.
We can't wish for things that we can't have. I still don't understand about the sweater. Maybe I told her. I just can't remember telling her.
Well, maybe you told her back in Canada sometime.
Well, yeah, but that still doesn't explain why she's calling her imaginary friend Mommy.
Well, children need fantasy sometimes to empower themselves. You know, maybe it's just not enough for her to talk to Dominique Star. Maybe she needs something more.
So do I. I wish I had more than a star to talk to, but I'm a grown-up, and we can't have imaginary friends.
It's time to go to sleep, Serena.
But I'm not tired. Mommy, do angels ever go to sleep?
Of course they do. Everybody sleeps, even angels.
Then how can you watch over me when you're sleeping?
Oh, honey, I'm always watching over you. Doesn't matter what I'm doing or where I am. I'm always here with you. Now, sleep, my precious little love.
Well, if it isn't the poster child for Overachievers Anonymous.
Oh, this is nothing. Only life and death evaluations on my interns. Hey, it's good to see you back up here.
That's because one of said interns finally took your advice to get some counseling.
Oh, really? Who was smart enough to follow my advice?
Eve Lambert. Does the offer still hold to use your office?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Oh, I'll come back.
No, please stay. I just heard that you were smart enough to start sessions with Dr. Collins.
Yeah, well, he's paying me to do it.
Oh, don't be embarrassed by it. I'm impressed. First year here is very difficult, and therapy can help.
Oh, so, are those the 6-month evaluations?
Yes, they are.
Are they finished?
Some. You know the CIA teaches its personnel to read papers upside down on a desk? You can read yours when it's in your file. Of course, you will get to hear evaluations discussed by the doctors who wrote them at a review session.
Why doesn't that cheer me up?
Oh, come on now, don't worry about it. It's not a firing squad. We look at both the negative and the positive. For instance, the fact that you are the first intern taking advantage of Dr. Collins' sessions is worth brownie points. She's all yours.
Thanks. Brownie point.
Ooh.
Well, the prosecution has sure been good at smearing you.
Well, I should have joined the Boy Scouts when I was a kid.
You, a Boy Scout? Idea boggles the mind.
Well, if I'd known my past was going to haunt me like this.
Well, hindsight's always 20/20, Scott.
And there goes Conklin. I bet he made it all the way up to being an Eagle Scout.
Put a lid on it, will you?
I will, when the time comes, but until then, I'm a little hopped up.
Well, he probably thinks he's doing a good
He doesn't
job.
think he's a knucklehead. I can't believe that he would believe this frame.
Rex did a number on him. But don't worry, we'll get Mr. Stanton yet.
And well, I got a news flash for you. Conklin works for the FBI. If he bought this fairy tale, what do you think the jury is going to think?
Oh,
Here we go.
thanks, honey.
Where are Kevin and Lucy?
I got water.
Sorry.
I don't know where Kevin is, but I think Lucy is at a photo shoot with Brenda.
Well, I heard she and Kevin were at each other's throats yesterday after the court proceedings.
Well, Lucy has been very temperamental lately. She must be under a lot of stress.
Lucy is stressed.
Well, I'm sorry Kevin isn't here, because we need all the support we can get. It's good for morale. Makes a nice impression on the jury.
Yeah, well, we'll be all right. We got family here. Hi.
Oh, hi, guys. Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Scott.
Thanks for coming. Joe? How you doing? Good. Thanks for coming.
Sure, it was the least I could do after you were there at the review board for me.
We have to get back to the hospital in a little bit, but we just wanted to show the flag.
I appreciate it. I'll see.
How's he doing?
Well, he's not eating. He's not sleeping. He's not doing anything except coming here and listening to people say nasty things about him. I'd say he's doing great, considering.
Considering it's not just a felony charge, it's his daughter on the line, yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, ready for another round of lies and distortion.
I wish I had killed him.
Jake,
Okay.
come on.
Just a wish. Don't worry about it.
Well, there he is.
Don't look at him.
You know, I'm tempted to just walk right out of here, grab Serena, fuel up the plane, and fly to some outer island never to be seen or heard from again.
Oh, Scotty, and you could never come back again.
Well, would that be so bad, Gayle?
Scotty, they would find you eventually. We'd be right back to square one.
Well-
And you'd be facing additional charges.
Well, they'd have to drag me off the island.
Hey, come on. Give me a break, will you? I have been known to win some cases in my time.
Well, you gotta win this one, because I am not gonna lose my daughter to that little freak of nature over there.
Why did I ever agree to this?
Well, I believe it was to help Scott.
I know that, but now everybody in the hospital is going to think that I'm having a nervous breakdown or something. God, I need to have my head examined.
That's what I'm here for.
Besides, it's a good cover.
I know. Just as long as you know that I don't really need all this shrink stuff.
Fine. But you need to establish a pattern of coming to see me. That way, when Lucy and Scott and I convince the entire town that we hate each other's guts, you'll be our only link.
Ooh, I like that. Eve Lambert, co-conspirator.
I wouldn't take it too lightly. Look what happened to Danielle.
I'll be careful. I'm sorry, I just tend to joke sometimes when it's really inappropriate.
Way of easing the tension.
I guess. But don't worry. I'm going to do everything and anything that I can to help Scott get Serena back.
Same with Lucy and me.
You're worried about her, aren't you?
I think Rex Stanton is a lunatic. She can't afford to let her guard down, not even for a moment.
Well, don't you worry. This is the first time that anyone has ever trusted me, and I'm not going to blow it.
What kinds of cases do you normally handle?
Presently, I'm assigned to the Missing Persons Division, kidnapping.
And in June of this year, what specific case were you working on?
That would be the Baldwin case.
The kidnapping of Serena Baldwin?
Yes.
What happened in that case?
Scott Baldwin contacted the Bureau with the story his daughter had been kidnapped.
Objection, Your Honor. The word story implies a falseness that has not been proven.
Sustained.
Can you rephrase that response, Mr. Conklin?
Certainly. Mr. Baldwin contacted the FBI stating his daughter had been kidnapped.
And what else did he say?
He suggested that the perpetrator was the woman who served as the child's surrogate mother.
And that would be?
Lucy Coe.
But didn't she turn out to have an alibi?
That's correct.
So the child was missing, and your one suspect was cleared.
Yes.
What happened next?
We decided to wait for a ransom note.
And at this time, how would you describe Mr. Baldwin's demeanor?
Contrary.
Contrary as in?
As in, not very helpful, nor was he cooperative.
Not grief-stricken? Not panicky?
Oh, come on, Conklin. Tell him I was going out of my mind.
Prosecution's leading the witness.
Mr. Baldwin, restrain yourself or I'll have you removed from the courtroom. Objection sustained. I've warned you about this before.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you give us an example of his non-cooperation?
Yes. We suggested to Mr. Baldwin that he go public with photographs of his daughter, place them on flyers and posters, and release this information to the media.
But he didn't?
No, he wanted to keep this a private matter, despite the fact that he had no evidence at the time that this abduction was for money.
At what point did you first become aware of a ransom note?
That was later. I recall it arrived on a Friday. And of course, we turned that right over to Mr. Baldwin.
Was there anything peculiar about this note?
Yes, there was. It specifically called for a 10-day waiting period before we delivered the ransom money.
Why is that unusual?
Well, in my experience, kidnappers are not particularly patient people, and they usually want their money right away.
I see. So, what happened during this 10-day wait?
Mr. Baldwin secured $5 million in diamonds, had them sewn on a dress, and then deposited in a trash can.
Without informing the FBI?
Without informing the FBI, that's correct.
I had to keep it a secret. That's what the kidnappers told me to do.
It's all right, son.
No, it's not all right. Now tell the truth, Conklin. The kidnappers threatened to kill my daughter. Order! Order!
Stedman in 608 has Gillian Bray. Let's get him on prednisone immediately. And put Mrs. Lawrence on cefazolin 4. She's 6 months pregnant. We can't risk anything stronger. Thanks. Mom, what are you doing here? Just watching you. I'm very proud of you. Thanks. I came to say goodbye. Where are you going? Home. The
The only reason I came here was because you were in danger. Now that I know you're safe, there's no point in my staying in Port Charles.
But nothing's settled.
Julie, I am tired of the turmoil. I'm tired of hearing about your father's affair and trying to explain about Chris and me.
Are you sure this isn't some sort of avoidance?
Well, it probably is. But it'll give you a chance to get on with your life. To think of yourself as more than Bennett Devlin's daughter or Buddy's sister or my little girl.
Does this mean you're putting the divorce on hold?
No. I'm going through with it. Your father and I have been through too much and hurt each other too badly to turn back.
He doesn't seem to feel that way.
Well, he says he doesn't, but I think in time he'll see the wisdom of it. Just remember, whatever happens between your father and me, we will always be your parents and there for you if you need us. We may not love each other anymore, but we will always love you.
Julie, what did your mother want?
To say goodbye. She's going back to Chicago.
That's what she always does. When there's a problem, pack up, run away. New York, Aspen, London, doesn't matter. Anything to avoid a confrontation.
I don't believe that's what she's doing. I believe she's running towards something. Her own life.
That's ridiculous.
Dr. Mullins, orthopedics. Dr. Christopher Mullins, orthopedics.
Yes. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't have allowed your mother to leave.
I couldn't stop her. I'm not her keeper.
All you had to do was ask her to stay. She'd do anything for you.
I did ask her. She said no.
You can't cure the patient if you let him check out of the hospital. No, hey, listen to me. If you want to be a good doctor, you remember that.
Dr. Franco.
Dr. Morris?
Yes.
Being a first-year intern requires that you spend all your available time concentrating on your work. Yet you spend almost as much time visiting with your family as you do with your cases.
It wasn't my idea for him to join the staff.
Nevertheless, it's time for you to become more conscientious.
I will.
See that you do.
Dr. Canelos, 2713 East. Dr.
Well, it's good to see you finally seeking professional help for those deep-seated emotional problems of yours.
Actually, Dr. Collins was quite surprised that I decided to take him up on his offer. You see, he said that I was the most well-adjusted person on the staff. Oh, however, he did say that there was one wacko intern who really needed to come and see him for help.
Must have been referring to Scanlon.
No, I don't remember. Oh, I remember. It was you. Yeah. He said that you needed to come and see him before you lost yourself to your dark side.
Dr. Smith, 50.
Julie, I gave another medication to Mr. Stedman in 608.
Why?
Well, I put him on cimetidine. I'm sure you probably weren't aware that he had a history of ulcers, and the prednisone you gave him could cause a GI bleed.
How dare you meddle with one of my patients?
Meddle? I could have saved your patient's life.
You are a bad dream that just won't quit. You broke up my parents, and now you're after me. What are you going to do? Run tell Burgess that I made a mistake so she can put it on my evaluation?
You know what? I could have, but I decided to take it up with you personally. My mistake.
Jules, relax. It's okay.
You two deserve each other. What a match set, immoral losers.
Oh, get a grip. You are losing it big time, all right? And not just your family, but your career, too.
Yeah, I had a life until she ruined it.
Julie, calm down.
Get away from me. I thought you were my friend.
For once, Eve's right.
Now, what is going on?
We were just discussing different therapeutic approaches. Got a little out of hand. I'm
You
sorry.
know, do you think that you can remember that you are in a hospital? And save the yelling for the sports bars?
Next time you decide to throw a hissy fit, you leave me out of it.
Okay. How did it go in the courtroom today?
Horrible.
Oh, that good.
Yeah, you know how they have these law shows on TV?
Yeah.
It's like these three-ring circuses where the witnesses are always breaking down and crying.
Hmm.
Well, I gotta tell you, in real life, it is pretty cut and dry.
They had this FBI agent. He got up on the stand, and he testified that Scott didn't seem upset when Serena was kidnapped.
What? That was about the time that I met your father, and he was a complete basket case.
Yeah, I know. You know it, I know it, but this man wears a badge.
Well, Scott's father will just take him apart on the cross.
Eve, I don't think he cracks that easily on the stand.
I hate what's happening to Scott. New subject. Cheer me up.
Okay. Well, I've signed up for therapy with Dr. Cullen.
You.
See? I knew that would get a laugh. But I only told you because Karen is so needy.
Ah, shut up. I am not. But why are you signed up?
Well, I'm brown-nosing. You should have seen Dr. Burgess. She practically fell all over herself when she found out that I signed up for therapy.
Why do I think that there's more of a reason than that?
What? It'll make an honest woman out of me.
Good luck.
Oh, come on. That's not that funny. It could happen.
I'm sorry. It's just I needed to laugh.
Thank you. I'm glad I could do that for you. Anyway, I think that it's really Julie who needs the therapy.
Julie.
Yeah. Her mother left town, went back to Chicago. She threw a fit at Chris and me in front of Burgess.
Just before evaluations. Oh, no.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that going in front of the evaluation committee is going to make all of us interns feel like we're on trial.
Agent Conklin, you testified that when you suggested to Mr. Baldwin that he go public with pictures and flyers and milk cartons, that sort of thing, that he declined. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you always go public with kidnap cases?
No, not always.
Oh, why not?
There are certain circumstances that preclude that approach.
Circumstances like a threat to kill the victim if you do?
Yes.
I wonder why you forgot to mention that in your previous testimony when you were so quick to criticize Mr. Baldwin for his inaction.
Objection?
Withdrawn. That wasn't a question. Just an observation.
Your Honor.
Mr. Baldwin. I beg your pardon, Your Honor. Agent Conklin, did you have any knowledge of Mr. Baldwin receiving some secret instructions to pay $5 million to keep his daughter from getting killed?
So he says.
Just yes or no, please. Now, the prosecution has failed to produce any evidence to indicate that these instructions were a fabrication of Mr. Baldwin's, and therefore Mr. Baldwin's actions, instead of being uncooperative, as you put it, might actually have been the action of a terrified parent being bullied into compliance. Now, isn't that a possibility?
Yes, that's a possibility.
Yes, now, you've seen parents of other kidnapped children, have you?
Yes, I have.
They all behave the same?
No, but in the
Oh,
case...
well, Mr. Baldwin's behavior, then, which you described as contrary, could actually have been that of a man who was worried about his daughter's safety, couldn't it?
Mr. Baldwin was secretive and erratic. His behavior was consistent with that of a drug user.
I object and move to strike, Your Honor. Those words are speculative and without foundation.
Sustained. Agent Conklin, do not elaborate on your answers.
It's not speculation, Your Honor. We have evidence suggesting that Scott Baldwin is an addicted, habitual drug user.
I object, Your Honor.
Come
I
on,
object.
Conklin.
He cannot say that in
Flip
this
me and make
courtroom.
you know that. I've never done any drugs. I'm a parent.
The prosecution has not introduced drug abuse as an issue in this case.
Order. Order. Mr. Baldwin, will you advise your client the next time he opens his mouth? I will slap him with a contempt citation.
I will, Your Honor. Scotty, I want you to sit down and shut up.
No, nail him with a sidebar.
I will as soon as you stop interrupting. Now, sit down. We request a sidebar, Your Honor.
Approach the bench.
Hey, can he stop this?
No, not if they have evidence to back this thing up. The prosecution has just dropped a bomb with my name on it.
Did you have a good time at school today?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Well, what did you do?
Played games and stuff.
Oh, really? What kind of stuff?
I played tag and kickball. You know, I'm
Oh.
going to go play in my room now.
Oh, Serena, don't you want to have a snack first, huh?
No, thank you. Mommy's waiting for me.
Serena, how would you like to invite Missy to come over and play today? She's such a nice little girl.
No, thank you. I don't want to play with anybody but Mommy.
I hated leaving my father in that courtroom today.
I know. I'm sure Scott understands, Karen. He knows your job is in the hospital.
At least I could do something here. I couldn't do anything. I felt so helpless, it was driving me crazy.
Well, crazy people do not function well.
I know. I'm trying to leave my personal problems at home.
All right, listen. I got a way you can escape from. There's a friend of mine offered me the use of his cabin in the mountains for New Year's.
Oh, yeah?
It is so beautiful, Karen. You go on this wooded road for about 5 or 6 miles, and then it goes off-road for a little bit, and at the end is this beautiful cabin.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I mean, I figured it's a great alternative to all this noisy hoopla stuff that they do here. So, you want to come?
Oh, just the two of us?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think I can. Thank you. I mean, I have to stay here and, you know, help take care of Scott with his trial and everything.
Karen, I don't think court even has session during the holidays. And maybe you could get a few days off.
With our busy schedules and they're always changing all the time, I don't think we can
Maybe
get one
Matt or
night
Julie
off.
could cover for us, okay?
I don't know.
Karen, we could both use a break.
I don't think it's a very good idea.
All right, Karen, what is wrong?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just,
Then what?
well, you know, isn't it obvious?
No?
If we go there together, don't you think
What?
we might, you know, end up in bed?
You mean together?
Shut up. Yes.
Karen, I am shocked.
Be quiet. Leave me alone.
Do you really think that you could get me to bed on the third date?
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I was way out of line.
I should say so. I mean, here I am picturing sleigh rides, snowball fights, and okay, maybe a hike in the woods. But bed?
I was talking about sleep. I don't know what you were thinking about.
Sleep is not a requirement of the trip.
That's good, because I know you wanted to take it slow, mister. I don't want to be the rebound guy.
Of course, the temperature may drop below 0, in which case you'll be begging me to perform some outdoor survival techniques,
Yeah, what would those be?
otherwise known as cuddling. But other than that, I promise you, I will be as good as gold.
Well, I mean, it sounds very inviting.
Then you'll go?
I can't. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't trust you.
Then what is it?
We're only human, you know?
It's exactly my point. And as humans, we need to have fun every once in a while, not be cooped up in this hospital or in courtrooms. We need to get out and breathe some fresh air.
Dr. Wexler, 5563. Dr. Karen Wexler, 5563.
Yeah. I gotta go. I'm expecting some test results
Listen to
back.
me. Think about it. Okay?
How can I not?
Hi.
What? What happened?
Brace yourself. Prosecution says they have a surprise witness who's going to testify that he's been selling drugs to you for the last 2 years.
Come on, that's ridiculous.
Is it, Scotty? Is it?
I was in the wilds of Canada. Big Saturday night was hanging around the barber shop getting a flat top.
All right. All right, then I'm going to move for a mistrial. His name wasn't on their witness list.
What did they think? This is amateur hour?
Your Honor, Mr. Conklin's remarks concerning drug abuse were outside the purview of direct testimony. They're also irrelevant to the charges of kidnapping. And they were inserted by the connivance of Mr. Cryer here for the express purpose of inflaming this jury.
Your Honor, this goes directly to motive. We intend to prove that Mr. Baldwin is an habitual drug user in addition to being a confirmed gambler. Both of these habits combined increased his need for cash, thereby motivating the kidnapping.
Mr. Cryer, I was not finished. Your Honor, Mr. Conklin's testimony is now tainted, and it should be stricken from the record in its entirety. So I move for a mistrial and for the immediate dismissal of all charges.
This court feels it could be relevant as to motive. In any event, that's for the jury to decide. Motion for mistrial denied.
I don't believe this.
Very well, Your Honor. We request continuance so that we can evaluate this mystery witness. Also need time to depose that person.
Continuance granted. This trial will resume on a date to be decided after I discuss the time needed by the defense to accomplish their needs. This court is adjourned. Mr. Cryer, I will see you in chambers.
I wonder where the hell they got that information.
That psychopath Stanton. A couple of months ago, he slipped me a Mickey. I started hallucinating, and I even had a conversation with my dead wife.
I assume the prosecution knows about that.
Well, of course they know about it. I was arrested for it. He rigged that, too. Then I had Eve give me some tests, and of course they came back positive for hallucinogens.
You're sure not making this very easy for me, you know.
I know, but still, a one-time drug reaction doesn't make me some kind of habitual drug user.
Grandma, I changed my mind about the snack. Can I have some of those cookies you have?
Oh, in a minute, honey. I can't find my address book. How did you know that I bake cookies?
Mommy told me.
You smelled them, didn't you?
No, Mommy told me.
You haven't seen my address book, have you?
No, but I know how to find it.
How?
I'll go ask Mommy.
Serena, you didn't hide my address book, did you?
No, Grandma. Cross my heart.
Uh-huh.
I'll go ask her right now.
Oh, okay. Serena, when you get back, we'll have the cookies.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Kevin. It's Gayle. Could I ask you for a little professional advice?
Of course.
Well, Kevin, Serena has created this very vivid fantasy about her mother, and she's acting it out. And, you know, being her grandmother, we're just so close that I can't seem to evaluate this situation very objectively.
Would you like me to have a look?
Oh, if you would, it'd be great.
Sure. When's convenient?
The sooner the better. I'm really getting a little worried, Kevin.
I'll be right there.
Uh-oh. What's that dreamy look about?
Nothing. But trouble.
Can't be a patient.
No, that's a doctor.
Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. He asked me to go away with him for the weekend up to the mountains. Wow! I told him I'd think about it, though.
So, do you want to go?
Yes, of course I want to go, but, you know, just, I don't think I'm ready to, you know.
So, you two haven't...
No, why? Did you think we had?
Oh, the thought crossed my mind.
I just got divorced.
Oh, hey, it happens.
I'm not a saint, though. I wanted to, but it didn't work out, so. You and Frank, you guys
No. Why, did you think we had?
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys live under the same roof. And
Well, we haven't.
I haven't in such a long time, you know. I guess I'm sort of afraid to.
You know, then wait. You'll know when the time is right.
Yeah. I guess I thought it was right with Jagger, and where that got me.
Hey, better a good divorce than a bad marriage. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about my parents.
Why are they getting divorced?
After Dad sleeping with Eve and Mom sleeping with Chris, I think so.
Julie, please tell me you're joking.
I wish I could.
I'm sorry. Your life is turning into a soap opera, Julie.
Oh, I just saw Eve and Chris together in the hallway, and I threw a fit.
Oh, geez, toxic overload. I don't blame you.
Oh, well, Burgess saw it. Now she's on my case. She says I'm too emotional.
You know, and that's a problem. People spend years in therapy trying to get in touch with their emotions.
Yeah, well, she's the one writing the evaluation.
Yeah, she is. Maybe you should just stay calm, really. Smooth it over, maybe even go apologize to Eve and Chris. I know that's not what you want to do, but we have to work together, and it's better that than losing your job.
I suppose you're right. But I'd rather eat a worm.
I mean, I know we all create escapes one way or the other, but what I'm afraid of is that she's losing touch with reality. I mean, what if she decides suddenly to just go right into this fantasy completely?
Well, I think that's unlikely. Children usually know that their imaginary friends aren't real.
Well, you'll see. I mean, she will fight you tooth and nail on that question.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kevin, I thought I heard you.
Well, look at you. You better get over here and give me a big hug.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh, you're getting so big and strong. How are you doing?
Great.
Great. Well, that's pretty good to hear. It's good to see you with a big old smile on your face. So how come things are so good?
Because Mommy's here and I get to play with her.
Listen, if you need anything, any help at all, you just let me know, okay? Oh, you know a good hitman? I can take another crack at him.
Knock it off, you guys. Here comes Garcia.
Hey, I got here as quick as I could.
Thanks for coming.
What have you got for us?
Their witness is a guy named Dewey Blake.
Who's that?
He's a cocaine dealer I busted a year and a half ago.
Well, what's his connection to the prosecution?
Blake cut a deal to stay out of jail. He testifies against other drug dealers.
Well, I'm not a drug dealer.
No, this is the first time he's testified against a customer.
Well, I'm not a customer either.
Hey, look, I'm sorry.
Well, let's get Mac on Blake's tail. I'm sure Rex is paying him, too.
I'll set it up. Got to do something to impeach his testimony.
That's going to be tough. He's been an excellent witness so far. 3 convictions thanks to him.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, let's not make it 4.
Stop! Stop! I have to get Johnny off the school bus.
It's all right, Mrs. Osterman. We're just
I
going
have
down
to get my
X-ray.
son. I have to.
Watch that IV. She's going to tear it up. Mrs. Osterman, you have to calm down. You're going to hurt yourself.
Okay, relax.
Do you need some help? Distract her while I retape her IV. All right, all right. Mrs. Osterman? Hi. I know your son, Johnny. He's such a nice boy. What do you say that you let me take him off the school bus today, okay? Huh?
Promise?
I promise. All right? Now, you be a good patient, and you let this nice nurse take you down to X-ray. Yeah. I'll see you later, okay? Thanks for the help. No problem. Got a minute? What for? There's a situation between us that we need to deal with. Oh, right. You mean the situation where you've been treating me like garbage. I guess I deserve that. I've been so angry at everything. And I've been taking it out on you and some of the others. But especially you. It's been very destructive, and I'm sorry. That took a lot of guts.
It's as close as I can come to an apology.
Close is good enough for me. Listen, what do you say we just call it a truce and leave it at that?
Sometimes I wish I were more like you.
No, you don't.
Too bad you only take my insults seriously.
Listen, do you want this truce or not?
I should. Is that enough?
That's an honest answer, and yes, that is.
Dr. Lambert?
Yes.
Eve Lambert?
Yes.
For you?
Oh, this can't be good.
What is it?
It's a subpoena to testify against Scott.
Hey, you awake?
Apparently.
So that offer of yours for New Year's Eve, is that still open?
Yes, it is.
Good, because, I'd like to go.
Great! Great. Did I tell you the guy that owns the cabin has these wooden sleds? They must be like 50 years old. And the lack of steering creates this excitement when you're flying down the icy slopes.
Are you trying to talk me out of going?
I was just kidding. But Karen, it is so magical.
It sounds magical.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
So what kind of games do you play with your mommy?
We have tea parties, and she tells me stories about Daddy.
Really? Can you tell me one of the stories?
Sure. She says everything is going to be okay for him.
Well, I think that's great news. What a wonderful message to give to your daddy. It's very normal.
Grandma, I asked Mommy where your address book is.
Oh, well, what did she say?
She says it's on top of that big chest. Only I can't reach it.
Serena, are you sure you're not playing a trick on Grandpa?
I don't think she could reach that high even standing on a chair.
Oh, my gosh, it is here.
Mommy was right. I told you.
I hear prison is like that commercial on television where the roaches check in, but they never check out. Pity. Your daughter is going to miss you, but I will take very good care of her.
You know, you're like a fly on the wall of my life. And one of these days, very soon, Stanton, I am going to squash you. Just like the bug that you are.
Buzz, buzz.
I want to get my hands around that guy's throat so badly.
I know. Do it, but don't let anybody see you. You got to calm down here.
This drives me crazy. You know, Danielle is dead. And that guy's running loose, huh?
I know what. Been down that road. He's just trying to goad us here.
Hey, Scott. I got a subpoena. What's this all about?
It means that you have to appear in court.
Why? Why me? I don't know anything about the kidnapping.
Eve, I don't know.
I hate surprises, and I especially hate them in the middle of a trial.
Now what?
It's the prosecution witness list. It's their support for their theory that you're a drug user. There's a Dr. Bennett Devlin, Eve Lambert, and an Officer Rick something or other.
Oh, he's that cop that arrested me for that DWI.
Oh, no. Now I get it.
Let me see that. Rhonda, Lucy, everybody that saw me flip out on drugs. Calling all my friends to stand so that they could crucify me in an open court.